As a member of the Critical Ops Influencer Program, I believe that it is my responsibility, as well as others with the same privilege, to be the voice of their community. And as one of the largest content creators for Critical Ops, I think it's about time that I answer the one question that a lot of players have that I haven't been too public about. Do I think Critical Ops is a dead game? And to answer that, I say no. The way I would judge if a game is dead is if there are no regular updates, the player count is near zero, the devs decide to shut down the servers entirely, or a combination of all three. And Critical Ops, to my knowledge, has none of those problems. But is not so much as the game is dead, but rather the game is dying. And a lot of players feel the same way. Now, after watching Hyperball's video on this subject, which, by the way, puts way more effort into his videos than me, I'm just putting gameplay in the background with the little Stump figure, kinda sorta animated, but you should totally go check him out. After watching his video, I was able to piece together three main pain points that a lot of players are having with this game. And hopefully the devs are watching this because I'm about to go unfiltered in this bitch. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe with notifications turned on, and comment down below if you agree with these points that I am making or if I'm just blowing hot smoke out my ass. The first point that I want to make is about the anti-cheat. You know, the thing that's supposed to catch cheaters? Yeah, it's not great. The thing about the Critical Ops anti-cheat is that it is a home-brewed anti-cheat, meaning it is built into the game itself. Now, while this is a good idea on paper, putting it into practice is a different story. Let's get something clear real quick. Critical Force is not an anti-cheat developer. They are a game developer. Yeah, they probably have people working on the anti-cheat, but most of their time and resources are going to be put into developing the actual game. This leaves the anti-cheat in a vulnerable position if it is not constantly being updated, because as cheat clients for Critical Ops are getting better and harder at being detected by the anti-cheat itself is getting its teeth kicked in. Now, there are two solutions to this, and both are going to be a bit on the pricey side for Critical Force. The first is to hire more people to be constantly updating the anti-cheat as to fight against the cheat developers and keep them at bay. The other solution, which might be more expensive, is to have an actual anti-cheat client that is made by an actual anti-cheat developer team that has the expertise to handle things like this. I'm not saying that Critical Force is not capable. I'm just saying they should be worrying about other things about the game, and putting an anti-cheat client into the game takes one more thing off of their plate they need to worry about. The next item on this list that sort of ties into the anti-cheat problem is the reporting system. It too is bad, but it's the best we got right now. To report a player that you think is cheating, you first need to record your gameplay, which a good majority of players cannot do. Then you need to upload the footage to YouTube on private, but make sure it's no longer than 2 minutes and is not edited. Then, once you've done that, you need to go into the Critical Ops help forum within the game itself and type in the player's in-game name, the link to the video with the cheater, and timestamp where you think the player is cheating. Once you've done that, you will have to wait 2 to 3 business days to wait for someone to tell you there is not enough evidence to ban because the cheater was on the other team. Now, cheaters are smart, and most of the time, cheaters will play with a full party so that nobody on the other team can get any concrete evidence of their cheating, because the only way to tell if a player is cheating is being in their perspective. You know what's funny? The fact that they require video footage of your gameplay to prove a player is cheating, but they don't want to work on a replay system, which is the only solution to this problem, which is what I've been saying to put in the game for years. The way a replay system works is it takes all of the game data from a single ranked match and stores it on a server. Then when a user wants to watch that replay, they can download that replay from that server to their device. You can then enter the replay and watch the entire match from any of those players' perspectives. So that way, you can watch the player you thought was cheating from their perspective. And if they are cheating, then there's a handy-dandy built-in reporting tool where you select the cheating player, select the rounds where you know they are cheating, and send in the report with those rounds time-stamped on that replay. This makes it so much simpler and cuts out a lot of the work on the reporting player's end. They say they have been working on strategies to implement such a system, but that's just business talk for, yeah, we ain't doing that shit, get the fuck out of here. Now, I don't want to go toot my own horn here, but AI tools are a thing. Now, okay, I know there is this stigma for using AI to generate content, but I don't personally see a problem using it to assist in writing some code for a feature that should have been added to the game last year. The last item on this list is something that I haven't heard anyone else talk about or make a video talking about this specifically. See, when Critical Ops announces a new update with all these new features that are getting added to the game, when the update actually comes out, only half of the promised features are released, with some features still being worked on or getting fixed. Case in point, the trade-up system. This feature was the most talked about feature that was supposed to be added in the new 1.44 update. But when the update came out, it wasn't in the game. Where was it? It was still being worked on. Sure, we still got the inventory system and the enemy player highlights, but get this, the enemy player highlights were supposed to be added to the game when we got keyboard and mouse and controller input 2 updates ago. And another thing that everyone I'm sure has forgotten about by now, the new end screen where it was supposed to show how much XP you got and all of the tiers you completed from the critical pass. That has yet to make an appearance, and all we're left with is a return to menu screen after each game that we play, with no option to continue playing that same game mode except in custom games. You know what really grinds my gears? The fact that Critical Ops has so much content that they want to release to its player base, but half of the shit they release is either broken or not finished yet. Now, I'm not sure if they're feeling the pressure to add all this content to the game because of its player base, but keep in mind that Critical Force is a small developer team, and they can only do so much. So I think a solution to this problem is to make small monthly updates instead of having a big update every quarter or every 3 months. Even if the small updates are just changing one thing about one gun, it makes it look like the game is coming out with fresh new updates every month, and it is actually getting the attention it needs. That way, the content that is ready to be added or needs a quick fix can be added to the next update, and other features that are still being worked on can be pushed on to a later update. In my opinion, the best way to keep things interesting is to have 11 small monthly updates and one big end of the year update, where all of the big features and content can be released at the same time and have a relatively easy to hit deadline. And those are the 3 things that Critical Ops needs to fix before the game dies. There, I said it. And a note to the developers, I am open to any comments that you might have about these things that I have mentioned here, and I am willing to have discussions to try and help this game return to its former glory. To be honest, I feel like this game and its community are falling apart at the seams, and it is struggling to hold itself together. I want to watch this game succeed and continue to have an impact on the mobile gaming community, and this is the only way that I feel like I can have any true impact. So I hope this video finds you well. And for everyone else that's here, these are the videos that YouTube is recommending you watch. And both of them better be my videos, otherwise I'm going to report you for not liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I have the analytics to prove it.